Hello Mzansi, happy Heritage Month. My name is Ramoroka. I'm the corporate nutritionist at Tiger Brands. Are you looking for meal ideas to make this Heritage Month? Look no further. I'll be creating a sorghum polenta with spinach and butter beans, showing you how you can create balanced and wholesome meals using very affordable ingredients that you can find in your kitchen cupboard. Let's get started. For that, you will need the King Korn sorghum, the coarse one. I have 1 cup, which you're going to add into pre-boiled 1 cup of water. Just going to add that, and you want to give it a nice whisk. Together with that, I'm going to add 2 stock cubes. I've already diluted them in water. This is the Benny one, delicious. Just keep adding your stock, nice and slow, and keep whisking. You want to make sure that the texture is also smooth because you're going to make it very delectable. You don't have to rush adding the stock. You can just add, reduce, add, reduce. Just a bit more stock. You can see the starches are starting to release from the sorghum to give it that creamy taste that we're looking for. I mean, sorghum naturally, it has some nutty taste to it. So if you're making something, you want to think of how you're going to pair it. Today, as I said, we're going to pair it with butter beans and spinach. You know, butter beans, they have that nice buttery taste that we all love, together with the spinach for some, iron, and just a drizzle of, true lamb. It will just release and make the iron in the spinach absorb more. So you want to think about nutrition as you're making this also. I'm going to leave the sorghum to do its own thing there because we have it on low heat. I'll keep adding more stock. Okay. You're gonna get your pan hot and ready. Okay. The art of multitasking. Must just keep watching the sorghum meal so that it doesn't burn, and add more stock is required. So you're trying to also cook this slowly, making sure that the carbohydrates or the starches in the sorghum are being released for that creamy texture we're going for. Okay, so on a hot pan, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of butter. Okay, you can see our butter is nice and soft. And once it has melted, we're going to add 1 onion that is chopped. And once the onion has sauteed, we're also going to add our garlic. Okay, that nice sizzle. Also, we don't want our butter to burn, so I'm going to add our onion. Mix nice together. Okay, on the other side, let's not forget about our lovely sorghum. Just keep adding the stock. And if you really need more stock, you can always, add water so that you don't increase the salt content of your polenta. Because of the reduced heat, I'm going to leave it. Okay, I'm going to add the rest of the stock and close the saucepan so that I let it bubble away whilst I focus on the spinach and butter bean mix. Okay, our onion is cooking nicely. I'm going to add garlic, just 2 bulbs, or just a tablespoon of chopped garlic. That should be enough. Just to give it nice aromatics, Eating healthy doesn't have to always be boring. You can always make it delicious. You can see we're using very simple ingredients that you have in your cupboard and you love them. Okay. can see my onion and garlic are not getting burned, which is always nice. Should smell the aromatics here. They are so divine. Okay, what I'm going to do now is add 2 chopped tomatoes into the mix. For those who know, it's almost like we're making what we call seshebo, you know? Just a nice relish. Okay, going to let that cook away, and we can check on our sorghum. So it's bubbling away. This is the consistency that we want because the liquid is going to reduce, and also because it's polenta, it tends to thicken on standing. So you want to make sure that as you cook it, you don't make it dry, so the more liquid you have, the better. Nice. It's gonna cook up for about, give it 20 minutes to 30 minutes, and it should be ready. Okay, we'll just keep checking on it. And once it's done, we're gonna have mas or amasi added to it, because sorghum is traditionally also consumed in a form of a sour porridge, or which we often call ting, which is a fermented sorghum, naturally fermented. Because we didn't ferment our sorghum, we're just going to use amasi to give it that nice sour taste. And of course, the creaminess. Or also use the parmesan. If you don't have parmesan, it's fine, but it's always a nice addition, you know, to the polenta. Okay, just check on the tomato and onion mix, and this is the part where we're going to add our spinach. I know sometimes people get worried about cooking spinach to a point where now it's almost not there in the pan, right? So we're not going to overcook the spinach because we want the nutrients in it to be retained. So we're just going to have it on the stove for about 5 minutes, and then we'll then add our butter beans for that texture as well. Back to our spinach and tomato mix. So we're going to just season it with black pepper. Nice, and just salt, not a lot of salt, just about less than a teaspoon or a pinch if you like. We want the wholesomeness in it to be retained. Okay, then back to our polenta. See the consistency, it's very nice. You can see it's nice and creamy. It means the starches are released from the sorghum. What I'm going to do, I'm going to add the amasi. Then give it a good stir. It's like half a cup. If you want, you can always add a cup, depending on how much liquid you want to use. So I'll be adding the butter beans in tangy curry sauce. Want to make sure that you add the sauce as well for that bit of tang. Give it a good mix. Be careful not to break the butter beans. Our spinach and butter bean seshebo is ready. You can see. What I'm going to do is drizzle a bit of true lemon, which is the 100% lemon juice, and just turn off the stove and back to our polenta. can see our polenta is nice and creamy. I love the color. I mean, adding the mass to it just gave it a different color visual. And also now we're going to add the Parmesan cheese. Just slowly add and mix. You can see the consistency changes as soon as you add the Parmesan cheese. Just keep adding more and mixing. Oh, smells so divine. Okay, add and mix. And once you add the Parmesan cheese, you are ready to serve. And I mean, guys, under 30 minutes, you have lunch, dinner, or breakfast even, if you feel like a heavy breakfast. There we go. Look at that. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to turn off the stove. And in a bowl, whatever you like to serve your meals in, I'm going to use a bowl. Just add the polenta. That should be enough for one person. And then we add the spinach and cool butter bean mix. See, the butter beans, because we didn't break them, they're still whole. There we go. A wholesome and balanced polenta, sorghum polenta with spinach and cool butter beans in curry sauce.